What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky Transformers review, we're taking a look at the big boy himself. We have Voyager class Grimlock. But before we really get a chance to look at the figure, let's go ahead and look at the packaging on it. I can't pick up. I keep dropping it. Boom. We can't see anything at that height. Let's raise up the camera. Alright, so we've got Transformers Generation there. Transformers right there. You can see the big wheel of primes in the background with actually the Matrix of Leadership right in the middle. That's kind of cool. A really nice image of Grimlock right there. Stomping things. Power of the Primes. Voyager class. Dinobot Grimlock. Age 8 plus. Hey, I'm right in the middle of that. Come around this side. You see all of the prime emblems. Turn it that way. You hit Grimlock in the face because you didn't put him back far enough. Yay. Alright, so Dinobot Grimlock. How will the legendary Dinobot leader wield the power of the primes? Every single one of them is how will blank handle prime power. And then if you come over here, you've got, of course, you can cram whatever you want in his arm sockets. You've got all the different footballs. You've got the Micronus football, Vector Prime football, and the Legion Maximo football. And you've got robot mode, you've got dino mode, you've got prime armor, but those are clearly feet. And you have the Dynamot Enigma that does something. You know why it's an enigma? Because you're going to always question why it's a thing. So that's it for the box. That's thrown somewhere now. And of course, you do get a card. You get Megatronus Grimlock because apparently he wants to be a Decepticon, but unleashes the harsh justice on those who abuse power. So you get some great big Dinobot justice. Yay, 4 cards. And yes, I'm totally stealing that from MGO because MGO's awesome. Let's bring out big old Grimlock here. He is king, however, the king is stuck kind of only in a Voyager format. And I really wish he was a leader class. But either way, he's a big old boy. Probably one of the biggest versions we've gotten of an actual G1-esque Grimlock. So there he is. He got his great big red visor there. Good old gold chest, silver arms, which he clearly is carrying around some arm shovels. Whatever. It's got some red, got the nice red paint on the crotch there, got some red paint up there on the arms, got some gold paint all around. You've got stickers galore on the back side. You got a big silver butt skirt. You've got big silvery legs that look funny. What the heck is going on there? You got some gold paint. You also have all of these stickers across there. Now, before we go too much further, we're going to do some quick comparisons. And we have the DX9 little guy. Now, this isn't a totally fair comparison because one looks like a G1 Grimlock and is tiny. We bring in the big Grimmy himself, the Planet X version, which is also probably not fair because that's a significantly bigger Grimlock. However, we can bring in an actual G1 Grimlock because I still have that one. Now, that's probably the more important comparison because we can actually look at the differences and similarities in stickers and all that fun stuff. So obviously they're going with a few of the things that he used to have. You got the Autobot emblem in the middle of the chest. You got similar-ish deco on the arms. No thigh stickers, but you do have the leg stickers, which are clearly meant to be similar. It doesn't know where to focus. That's funny. And the tail situation is similar, but different. You can even see right here on the arms and the back wings, very similar sticker, almost exactly the same size, in fact. And the head sculpt is fairly similar. So that's actually pretty cool. So let's say good old G1 Grimmy out of the way, or try to anyways, because I keep missing. Now, he does come with only 2 things in the box other than himself, and that are these armor. Because English speak, I will good. I will good. It's even worse when I realize what I really say. And these are obviously going to be the combiner feet for Volcanicus, which I forgot to point out. On the side of the box, you get an image of Volcanicus, which is really the dumbest name they could have possibly come up with. Okay, so you do get these. They just have, they're super light and hollow plastic. They have a hole underneath. They have a hole in the back. They have a thingy here. That also has a ratchet. So ratchets are good, super stiff. And you also get the Dinobot Enigma because we don't know what it does. And that's why it's an enigma. It's a mystery. But it does look like a big old eyeball. And, you know, it is fairly well shaped like a Titan Master. So you can, in fact, use it in place of one. And you can give your Hot Rod a really freaky looking Demogorgon type head. Yeah, I went there. So, yoink. By the way, comparison. Okay. And of course, these do plug in right on here. Right on here for that. So, goodness gracious me, that's a thing. And you can plug them onto the arms for armed mode. Now, I believe the Enigma is literally just the thing that allows them to combine. Because if I remember correctly from the Titan's Return, show or whatever, the Enigma was the thing that could actually allow them to start combining with random things. And since the Dinobots have never been a combiner, ever in their history, not officially, this is the first time we've ever gotten it. Now, there are third-party versions, which are actually pretty awesome, but, you know, I don't have any of those. So let's look at articulation right quick. As for his head, it is ball joint mounted, I believe. Rotates all the way, well, almost all the way around. You can look down, you can look up. You can just... Me Grimlock like hard rock. Yeah. Okay, anyways. The shoulders are a kind of a point of contention for me personally because they are ratcheted, not this way. It's kind of a universal. So you got the hinge here, but you got the ratchet socket here. This is my problem with it. You got a lot of movement. And then it ratchets. Some ratchets are definitely worse than others. That right there is not a good one. Actually, this one is worse because it's starting to come out of the actual ratchet socket a little. You can see it moving back and forth. And considering these are supposed to be eventually the combined mode sockets for the arms, this is an enormous waste. I mean, look at this. That is super loose. That's a problem for me. It does have double jointed elbows, mostly to facilitate transformation. However, it does give him the ability to really block a hit with that Enigma, because heaven forbid that gets destroyed. The hands do not move in any way except to flip forward, and the only reason I'm not showing you how that works is because if I do that, I probably won't get them back. Now, you do have waist rotation, once again, mostly for transformation, but you can probably get them to pose like so. Now, one thing that does suck, because we only got these things, we didn't get a sword for him or his quintessential gun. And that annoys the crap out of me, because they sacrificed the things that the Dinobots always have just to give us stupid prime armors. Now you've got ratchets this way, and you've got ratchets this way. So nice universal kind of ratcheting hips. I actually appreciate that. Rotation right above the knee, not quite thigh. And then heavy ratchets in the knee, because obvious combiner leg is obvious. And you've got the spring-loaded tab that holds in combiner stuff. I really wish they'd done a much better job of hiding this, and whenever you get into Dino mode, it's worse. Also, you got some paint sloppage right there from that gold. Come on, Hasbro. Do a little bit better. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and transform him into Dino mode. So first and foremost, go ahead and yank off the feet and throw them away, because you'll never need them again. Now, his Dino mode transformation is actually fairly similar to his G1 in a lot of aspects. So one thing you can just do, come right down here, go ahead and fix the tail. And to have them all together, make sure it's just nice. And by the way, he's got Titan Master pegs for some reason. I don't even understand that. I like to go ahead and just click it up one click there. Now for the hands, you go ahead and fold those in, and those are on a really, really hard ratchet that annoy the crap out of me. Not gonna lie. And just kind of straighten out the arms. Second on this side, like so. Now you want to do something a little bit different than normal G1 self, and just pull this apart, revealing robot chest. And double hinge this guy down, like so. Tab it back together. Come up here, just somehow make sure this clears, and close up the wings. Oh, and I'll point out something I did in a second. But there's your Dinobot chest, and clearly really bad sticker placement. And flip the dino head down. And there we have Power of the Prime's Grimlock face planting, because his feet aren't underneath him. Oh, actually I kind of forgot. You need to double hinge this down to cover up his butt flap. Now if you go ahead and kick the tail up another notch or so, you can actually get him to stand kind of properly. Like that. Kind of properly, as I stated. And let's go ahead and lower the camera a little bit. There we go. Now, in Dino mode, Grimlock is, well, not great. Not gonna lie. If it wasn't for the obvious problems you're gonna have here with the legs, it wouldn't be so bad. These are just so bulky. It looks like he's got elephant legs on a T-Rex. The combiner port is ridiculous. I wish they just made a way to like shift the mass here a little bit. If you don't do the tail, this covers up a little bit better, but once again, you also have the combiner port and all that hanging off the tail. It just looks terrible. From here up, perfect. Absolutely perfect G1 Grimlock. Even down to the chrome arms, which actually aren't super chromy anymore after being handled a couple times. I did that with my monochrome marker, and actually thought it looked pretty good. But you get quintessential Grimlock head. Looks pretty good. Mouth opens up. Yay! And he does have a hole right there that'll come into play later on. It does not have any like shooters in the mouth. Got red eyes. You got the not cut out great Autobot logo right there on top of his head. You have toes that don't even hide away or anything. See, part of me thinks that it's supposed to be like this, because these are clearly bigger claws and on one side, but that looks even worse, you know? And because his elbows go both directions, there's no real set way the legs want to function. And this is not great. And also the chest kind of keeps coming apart. But, you know, Dinobot, Grimlock, and just, ugh. And you can, of course, slap the not feet on him, the prime armor. Prime armor, not feet. Can go down here to help kick his enemies in the shin, I guess. Me Grimlock shin you to death. It's like actually hiding. Actually, that's a good plan. Let's use these from now on to hide how horrible the legs are. That sounds like a good idea. What the heck, Grimlock? And of course, guys, we gotta compare Grimmy to his wave mates. So bring in Slug or Slag, and bring in Swoop or Swoop, because he doesn't have an alternate name. At least in this universe, he doesn't have an alternate name. Now, what I don't understand, just bear with me here, guys. They know they had the original 3 Dinobots. Why did they go with Swoop instead of Sludge in the first release? Does that make sense? Like, even if they went with the same combiner gimmick, release only a couple at a time in this wave, it would have made more sense to release the original 3, not Swoop. That's just my opinion on that, you know. And now for comparisons. Big old T-Rex. And guys, this guy, he gave me heck trying to get him back into Dino mode. But you can see, of course, the same stuff that Grimlock always has to have even translates that far. But obviously, size difference is ridiculous. And here we have the DX9 version. I'm going to scooch him over. So you can tell, very, very G1, not very G1. Also, significantly bigger. And here's an actual G1 Grimlock. Wow. I mean, they got a lot of the aesthetics the same. They got a lot of the details down the side. They really matched them up. As you can see, I mean, they're different things. Like, this is clearly like some kind of targeting reticle. This is a weird thing. That's an iPod. The chest is almost exactly the same. Just the head, obviously this is a little different. He had the emblem on his nose. This one has it on the forehead. Of course, it could be very similar. But you can almost see this as a direct evolution of this. And both being actual Hasbro. It's pretty cool. I do wish they had done the tail in chrome. I might actually go through and chrome the tail myself. Okay, the extra feet are getting annoying. But because we got to bring out the rest of the wave mates. There's your slag. And swoop. And yeah, they do look good together. Minus, of course, the prime armor silliness. But, you know, it is what it is. And last but not least, we need to go ahead and get Mr. Grimlock into his combine mode. I'm going to go ahead and pull the foot off, the stupid prime armor feetsies. Now, getting him into combine mode is not super hard. Basically, you're going to end up taking him back pretty much to robot mode. So I'm going to come back here, pop the head back, go ahead and split the chest. Just kind of fold that up. If you want to, I'd say go ahead and clean these arms up a little bit, roll it back a little bit. Just do your best. There's a little bit of a cutout right there, and you just sort of get them matched up. I know it's kind of a silly thing. Now I'm going to go ahead and split this open again, bring these up to the top. That double hinge is a little wonky sometimes. Make sure you tab them all in good, and then close the dino head over him again. And now he's got a weird dino head. Dino headed robot version. Go ahead and split the legs like so. And you want to rotate at the hips. So bringing this part up to be the crotch cover. And now things going to get a little weirder here because now you want to pull up at the waist. You got two slots, two big pegs, and tab that all in together. Now guys, I've been playing with this probably all weekend, and I'm starting to feel a lot more looseness. I'm getting a little bit concerned about it. Now with the legs, you want to go ahead and flip up the tail, rotate inward, take up a click. Just basically try to get these guys at 45 to 90-ish degree angle. You know, just do it as best you can. Now the shoulders up here, this is where things get a little bit weird. You want to flip that up, rotate it forward. So you've got these parts facing up. You got these tabs facing vertical. You want to come to the arm, use the bicep rotation, use both elbows. You have a very large tab here. I don't know what I'm looking at. There we go. You got a very large tab here. You have a slot right there. Just do what you can to make those touch. It'll roughly click into place. Then take the old chest panel and line up your tab with the corresponding slot and bring them together, which I find keeps untabbing the shoulder. We'll do the same over here. And basically you're just going to end up with your combiner port pointing towards the sky, because that's where you want it to go. Now, I keep having alignment issues with this side for some reason. There it goes. Okay, and then we'll take the tab and do it like so. And there he is, pretty much in his main torso mode. Of course, you guys want to see the big piece of resistance, and that is the combiner mode head. So we're back here, big tab, big hole, grab right here, pull that up. You've got a red tab here. And boom, we flip up the head of Volcanicus. But of course you want to actually have some support for that head, so flip that little red piece down. That is about the cheapest plastic I've ever felt in my life. Not gonna lie. So there we got Volcanicus, mostly in his mode. Now you do have the combiner mode feet. They don't really help you out any in this case. And I'm not going to do the full combine video. Well, obviously I can't do a full combine video. I don't have the rest of the... I don't have all of the Dinobots here with me. I only have the other two. But I'm going to do a separate video just for that. So at least for now, this is about as far as we get. So that's Volcanicus's chest mode. But make sure you stick around until next time when we actually do kind of how it'll combine. There is a way to combine it with just 3 Dinobots, and you can make it work. And it actually is kind of cool. But I don't have other combiners to throw in here with the rest of it, so there will never, until I have the rest of the Dinobots, I won't have a full version. But guys, if you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're new here, subscribe if you actually dig what I'm doing here on the channel. And I want to thank my patrons, as usual. John, Andy, Steve, you guys are great. Your support is always welcome. And if you guys want to join the Patreon right here to help donate to the channel, help further things along, that would be really, really awesome of you. And I'm trying to work on more Patreon perks this year that you guys can really actually have something to kind of sink your teeth into or get your hands on, however you want to put it. But yeah, that's it for this Grimlock Power of the Primes review. And if you guys want to see the rest of it, stick around until next time. Until then, just remember, he Grimlock, what? Hold on. He Volcanicus King, because you sort of have a crown going on there. But yeah, see you guys later.